Nearly 24 hours after a ceasefire agreement was announced by both Qatar and the United States, the Israeli cabinet has yet to approve the deal. A meeting scheduled earlier today has been postponed, with the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu accusing Hamas of going back on parts of the agreement in an effort to extort last-minute concessions, an accusation rejected by Hamas leader. To discuss this further, I'm joined by our international affairs commentator, Doug Herbert.
Hi, Kate.
Doug, nearly a full day since we started getting this announcement of a deal, and still no confirmation of that deal. Why the delay?
Why the delay? Well, it depends whose version you want to believe. Officially, Benjamin Netanyahu has, as you said at the outset, accused Hamas on reneging on parts of the agreement. He has not specified which parts, but his idea is that Hamas is basically trying to extract more concessions, so it's not really holding its fire in a sense. It wants to fight on. Clearly, though, we have the actual real-time issue of the Israeli cabinet and the Israeli Supreme Court, which have to sign off on this deal. They have to convene to do that. They have to all be there. And remember, there are several ministers in the government, extremist, radical right ministers, who we know want nothing to do with this deal. Now, that said, the cabinet has enough votes to get this deal to the finish line without those two balkish ministers, the ones who do not want to sign off on the deal. So what is happening? The same question, we circle right back to it, Kate Devon. What's happening here is we've seen this before, right? Mutual recrimination, both sides, deals floundering at the 11th hour, just when you think everything is dotted and dusted and done and ready to go, and it doesn't. It breaks down. This time you have all the mediators signing off. Joe Biden himself announced this at the White House. Donald Trump put it up on Truth Social. This isn't just any other deal announced to some fanfare. It's big. So what's happening here, I think, is right now Netanyahu himself is between a rock and a hard place. The rock of his far-right coalition, trying to decide what do I do? Do I renege these guys? Do I face a power vacuum? Do I march on here? And the international community. It's not the pressure being applied. The pressure's there already. It's been announced. It's done and dusted. It's a deal. Where does he go right now? It's his political instinct. He is trying right now to find a way, perhaps a face-saving way, a political face-saving way for himself.
And of course, the longer this is delayed, that has dire consequences, both on the Israeli hostages, but also on the people of Gaza. The authorities saying that at least 70 people have been killed since the announcement of that deal.
Absolutely. Dozens of casualties overnight. You know, last night we were sitting here and we were seeing a split-screen image, right? We were seeing, cautious hope among the families of the hostages in Tel Aviv, mounting their vigil in the square, hoping everything's going to go through. But we saw more of a sense, yes, with sadness and some fear, but more celebratory, more sort of scenes of jubilation in Gaza itself. Has that been premature right now? Because while Gazans are obviously, for obvious reasons, Kate Devon, breathing an enormous sigh of relief at the prospect that their hell, the devastation they have lived through for the past 15 months, might be coming to an end. They've been here before as well. They are living through continued airstrikes overnight. You imagine if you're one of the Palestinians who last night was perhaps hopeful at the announcement of a ceasefire, and then subsequently, one of your friends, one of your relatives died overnight in the ceasefire. You were technically someone who was killed in an Israeli airstrike post-ceasefire announcement. It's a no man's land. It's a netherworld of hope mixed with absolute despair. Israel officially saying it continues. The IDF, the Israeli Defense Forces, continue to say they have no choice. They are pressing on until the actual ceasefire planned to go into effect on Sunday to dismantle what they say are Hamas and other terrorist cells in Gaza.